Now, your Storm Tracker 13 forecast first. Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
And our hot, humid weather continues across the area today. So does the relative lack of rainfall. There are a few isolated thunderstorms, Williamsburg into Georgetown counties, but most of us are dry right now, and we'll only have a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm into the evening hours. Temperatures right now mid to upper 90s across much of the PD. A little cooler along the coast. Stronger sea breeze today than we saw yesterday, and heat index values topping 100 degrees, even over 105 along the coast. It is going to stay warm and muggy overnight tonight and heating back up again tomorrow. I'll have a look at how long this hot weather is going to last coming up.
Now, breaking news from WBTW News 13.
Thanks for joining us for News 13 at 5. I'm Adriana Lawrence.
And I'm Annette Pegler. Breaking news right now at 5. Florence police arrested Florence City Councilman Shaquez McCall on an indecent exposure charge.
He was arrested this morning and booked into the Florence County Detention Center. He bonded out less than 2 hours ago after his arrest. McCall was elected to City Council back in 2020.
And News 13's Eric Cooper is live in Florence. And Eric, what can you tell us about all this?
Well, Annette, Adriana, Councilman McCall was released on a $3,000 PR bond. Details of the arrest are very limited. News 13 has requested the incident report and warrant from the Florence Police Department, but have not heard back. McCall serves as an at-large member of the Florence City Council and has kept his seat since 2020, when he became the youngest person elected to the council in the city's history. He sits as chair of the Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee and a member of the Community Development Committee. Now, I have reached out to Councilman McCall this afternoon, but have not heard back. I also reached out to the council's communications director, who said they do not have a comment. McCall's term expires in November of 2028. We will bring you more details as they become available. Reporting live in Florence, Eric Cooper, News 13.
Eric, thank you. We now know the name of the suspect arrested in connection with a police standoff in the Nicholls area. Barry Watson has been charged with second-degree harassment. The charge stems from allegations that Watson sent numerous messages and social media posts to another individual, causing the individual to fear for their safety. Within the hour, News 13 obtained arrest warrants that allege the victim received 12 text messages on August 12th, as well as 63 unread messages from Watson. Watson was then taken into custody after an hours-long standoff with police on Spring Branch Road in the Nicholls area. He is being held at the J. Reuben Long Detention Center.
A search continues for a missing boater after a boat hit a log on the Waccamaw River in Myrtle's Inlet. Myrtle's Inlet Garden City Fire Rescue told me the collision happened behind Longwood Drive near the Blackmore community around 10 this morning. Officials said one boater went underwater and was not wearing a life vest. At last check, that person remains missing. Crews are on scene using dive teams, sonars, and drones to find the missing person. Another person was rescued and taken to a hospital. Their condition was not immediately available.
Florence fire rescue crews say 2 people were displaced in a house fire. Crews responded to that scene on Twin Bridge Drive and were able to get both residents out. They thought they had lost their dog, but it was hiding in a closet and was rescued by crews. The house received heavy damage from those flames. The cause of this fire is under investigation.
New tonight, flock cameras have been under scrutiny after reports of law enforcement officers using the technology to track people for personal reasons.
And the CEO of the company issued an apology last week for cases where the technology has been misused by law enforcement and have rolled out changes because of it.
News 13's Morgan Baker spoke with a retired FBI agent who lives in Conway about these changes and why he believes when used correctly, the technology is not an invasion of privacy.
Flock cameras can give police a pretty detailed picture of where a vehicle has been, but retired FBI agent Jim Fury says he doesn't see it as an invasion of privacy. Flock cameras don't just capture license plates. They also collect information about the vehicle, like its color, make, model, and other characteristics. And because the camera is capturing a vehicle that's traveling in a public place, Fury says that information is already in plain view.
If you're following somebody down the 501 and the license plate's playing, you can see in the car, you can see that a male's driving, you can see he's holding his cell phone or he's smoking a cigarette. You can see that, that's all legal.
Fury says that doesn't mean there shouldn't be rules around the information. Recent cases across the country involving officers using flock data for personal reasons, like tracking ex-partners, have put the technology under scrutiny. Fury says while improper use of flock cameras is a problem, the cameras themselves are extremely helpful when used correctly.
If there's a kidnapping or a woman's getting raped in a car off the road somewhere or assaulted, and you have that immediate visibility, you can look down on the road and you can see there's some guy beating the heck out of a woman there. You want to get somebody there as quick as possible.
Flock's CEO says the company will cut its standard data retention period from 30 days to 7, while allowing data tied to active investigations to be preserved longer.
He's voluntarily doing that, I think, because he's seen what has happened with cell phones, with telephones, with other recording devices, and he's probably figured out this is a way it's going to save him a lot of agita, you know.
At 6, I'll have more from Fury on what he thinks law enforcement agencies nationwide can do to help prevent misuse of flock cameras. Reporting in Conway, Morgan Baker, News 13.
Today, Coastal Carolina University students are officially back to school for the first day of fall classes.
And again this year, some students have seen challenges finding housing. News 13's Livy Payne spoke with students about the housing needs. She joins us live from campus. Livy.
Annette, Adriana, Coastal Carolina is once again buzzing with students as the new 2026 school year takes off. But some say finding a place to live continues to be a challenge. To kick off the new school year, the university had a week-long program featuring different activities for students, campus traditions, and welcome events. First and second year students are required to live in on-campus housing. In April, CCU's Vice President of Enrollment said they had a goal of enrolling 30,050 new freshmen this year, which was about 120 more than last year. A student I talked to today expressed concern about housing and the increasing numbers of students.
There wasn't even enough housing for most students. We let too many freshmen in, that's a problem. Every year we got more freshmen, not enough housing. So I got lucky living here at Low Country, but a lot of people got like random roommates and just it was a hard time for them.
At 6, I reached out to many campus officials, this morning I reached out to many campus officials, and they either didn't get back to me or they said they were not able to comment. At 6, I'll have more from students about the housing. Live in Conway, Livy Payne, News 13.
Libby, thank you. Well, school is back in session in Horry County. News 13 stopped by Waccamaw Elementary in Conway this morning, where students and teachers couldn't hold in their excitement for the new year of learning to begin. A friendly reminder for drivers to have extra patience and show more caution for the next couple of weeks, as they will be sharing the road with buses and students. And we want to see your kids' first day of school pictures. Go to our website, WBTW.com, and submit your photos. We will show some of them on air and online.
City of Myrtle Beach officials met today to discuss a variety of topics regarding their beaches. Topics of conversation at the meeting included the recently completed beach renourishment project, riptide area safety, and beach wheelchairs. When discussing the issue regarding beach wheelchairs, city employees explained their timeline of rolling out a more accessible beach for people and when they expected it to be completed.
Beach wheelchairs are moving along slower than we expected, but they're moving along. Just as a reminder to the group, we're installing 4 lockers with 4 wheelchairs apiece, so 16 wheelchairs total. That will be at 15th South, 2nd North, 26th North, and 53rd North. We have signed an agreement with Rent Fund. They are in the design phase right now, then they'll move on to installation. We were hoping to get those in by the end of summer, but we're going to miss that mark, and right now they're telling me we're looking at an October installation for those wheelchair lockers.
You'll hear more from this meeting coming up tonight on News 13 at 6.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
And traffic not too bad right now on 501 between CCU and Carolina Forest. Just the occasional slowdown at the traffic lights. No problems right now on 544. Drive times along the Grand Strand on 501 from Carolina Forest to CCU. That'll take 11 minutes. 17 in both directions along the Grand Strand. Moving slower than normal. Florence area looking okay. No problems in town right now. I-95 moving along nicely. Currently on 95 from TV Road to 76. That'll take 9 minutes. Palmetto from 5 Points to Irby Street will take 5 minutes. And 52 from Palmetto to I-95 will take 8 minutes.
Frank, thank you. News 13 is your local election headquarters, and the first day of early voting has wrapped up for the Republican U.S. Senate primary runoff, but you still have time to cast your ballot this week. Senator Darlene Graham and Congressman Ralph Norman are facing off for the seat. Early voting will continue tomorrow and Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Voters are asked to bring a valid photo ID with them. And just a reminder, people who voted in the June GOP primary, last week's special primary, or neither are eligible to vote. The runoff is set for next Tuesday.
Drivers in Myrtle Beach should prepare for temporary road closures and traffic delays as President Donald Trump visits the area on Friday. President Trump is scheduled to hold a rally at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center to support interim Senator Darlene Graham. Police said specific roads and timing of closures will not be announced in advance due to security reasons. The department says drivers are encouraged to allow extra travel time and use alternate routes when possible. Roads will reopen as soon as officials determine it is safe to do so. The event is expected to start at 7 o'clock.
And the heat returns again tomorrow. Temperatures back in the 90s, including some areas in the upper 90s. I'll let you know if this hot weather will last into the weekend coming up.